Good morning everybody and welcome to another lesson on reading for analysing and critiquing. So today we're going to be looking at words and how words set a mood in a story. So let's look at the learning intention for this lesson. We are learning to examine how an author, like R.L. Stine, as one example, uses word choices to create mood. And to be successful in this lesson, you need to be able to do the two following things. I can determine how readers are affected by word choice and word connotation. I can think critically about words, their meanings, and the setting of a text. Words can affect our feelings. Some words even make us feel happy, some make us feel sad, and some make us feel scared. So I'm going to give everybody a few seconds to think about what are some words that make you feel scared. Now together we're going to be reading a snippet from The Ghostly Secret of Lakeside School. I'm going to read a few pages to you. This book is also available on Epic, so if you would like to continue on reading this book, you are more than welcome to. Maddie walked along the corridor. She opened the door to the music room and stepped inside. The big black piano stood in the centre of the large, dimly lit room like a crouched animal. As Maddie walked around the piano, she ran her hand through the layer of dust that covered the shiny black wood. She noticed a huge silvery cobweb under the piano's lid. It was clear that no one had played the piano in a very long time. Maddie slid into the wooden piano stool and gently touched the black and white keys. Taking a deep breath, Maddie began to play her favourite piece of music. She knew every note by heart, and soon the wonderful sound of the old piano was filling the room. "Maddie," a voice whispered out from nowhere. Maddie stopped playing. What was that? Did someone just say my name? She listened carefully, but the room was silent. She began to play again. Suddenly, the room felt icy cold. "You play very well," whispered a quiet voice behind her. Maddie jumped up and spun around so fast she knocked the piano stool over. "Who's there?" she demanded. Maddie's eyes darted from one shadowy corner to the room to the next. There was no one else in the music room. So where was the voice coming from? "Maddie, can we be friends?" said the whisperer. "Who said that?" pleaded Maddie. Her voice echoed around the cold, still room. She began to back away from the piano towards the door. This had to be some kind of joke. "Don't go, Maddie," said the voice, this time a little louder. "I need your help." Maddie couldn't bear to stay in the music room a moment longer. She grabbed her bag and ran out of the door and down the hallway. At the top of the stairway, Maddie stopped to catch her breath. Then she heard something. It was coming from the music room. The hairs on the back of her neck prickled. Someone was playing the old piano, and it was the same song Maddie had just been playing. Terrified, Maddie raced down the stairs and ran out into the schoolyard. Some older kids were chatting in the yard. Maddie realised how strange she must look as she gasped for air and fought back tears. She took a deep breath and to calm herself, and then walked out into the street. For just a moment, she turned to look back at the old school building. This morning, she had been amused by the fact that it looked like a house from a horror movie. Now, with the whispering voice and haunting piano music still ringing in her ears, her amusement turned to dread. And to end our mini lesson today, there are now some questions for you to think about before beginning your activity for this lesson. So listen to the following questions and just have a think about your responses. What is happening in this passage that might make the reader feel scared or nervous? What particular part of that little snippet of the text made you feel nervous? What words and phrases in this passage make the reader feel something? How do they make the reader feel? So think about what words and phrases in that text made you feel something. I know the phrase that I connected with was when the hairs in the back of her neck, started to prickle. They gave a real sense of something being scary, like she felt on edge. Mood is a feeling that the author creates by using words that have a certain effect on the reader. What mood words were used in this passage of the text? Have a think about your response to that might be. So for example, it could be the whispering words, it could be the way that the air felt icy, the way that her neck responded to the situation. What words do you think helped us to feel those sensations? Good luck everybody.